Doll. She's trained with Rikishi. She's trained with Funaki. She's overcome personal health issues. She has found some medicine that helps her a lot. And I know there's a lot of fans on here that like that type of
Yes.
medicine. So, the Black Dahlia, Paige Collett, how are you doing today?
Hey everyone. Yeah, I'm doing good. You basically that's the podcast, guys. See ya. There's nothing much more to say.
What are you drinking there? Because it's giving you a lot of energy. I
I'm
want some of
trying.
that.
I should have sat on this before we went live actually because I am not awake yet. It's a Ghost Energy. Do they have them there in Canada?
I'm in Wichita for now, so they probably have them here. I don't know. I don't know if they have them in Canada because there's different regulations. You guys have some stronger stuff here.
Yeah, let's see. So mine, I love it. I'm very specific. So you have to get the candy apple green. You have to, like, like during how, oh, we're zooming in, are we? Okay, like, here we go, guys. Candy apple green. You see that? It's sour as fuck, but it's so good. I dare say it's the best flavor of them all.
There you go. Well,
Someone screen grab that so I can get a contract. Like,
there
give
you
a
go.
sponsorship, god damn it.
What's with all the? Maybe we could start by explaining to us the horror posters and the Black Dahlia name. Are you a big horror movie fan?
Oh no, not at all. I hate horror movies. Like I totally I just go watch, romantic comedies and like pussy movies like cuz I yes, I am a huge horror nerd and there are posters behind me obviously. I'm in the pool house right now with a lot of horror memorabilia around me. But what was the question you want to know about how I became the
How,
Black Dahlia or how I
well,
became the
let's
first
start
ever
with
chainsaw queen?
let's get into that after. But I know there's a lot of horror movie fans on here because I used to have a horror
Yeah?
movie type wrestling character too. So maybe you
Oh,
could
they're
tell
gonna
us.
vibe with me then. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Okay,
So
let's.
tell me a little bit about your past, like how you got liking that genre, and like what was your first horror movie that made you like them?
People are gonna be so surprised because of the rap. Oh my gosh, we're zoomed in again. I look a mess, guys. I apologize. Okay, so I have a theater background that a lot of people are. I mean, I'm a nobody, but the few people that are aware of me know that I love Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I am the first female to wield a chainsaw in professional wrestling, so I have a lot of um, I have my foot in the horror genre with professional wrestling, but actually, it wasn't Leatherface that I fell in love with at first. It was Nosferatus. I love the OG Nosferatus. I love the OG monsters. I love um there's this old black and white film called Gaslight. I love more psychology and old school monsters and more um there was an art to when you follow the main character's face and their reaction and you don't see what horror is happening, but you just see the expression in the actor's face. And I'm like, ooh, I love this. I love the suspense. I love the thrill. I love being terrified. This is awesome. It's the adrenaline of it, and it's not meant for everyone. And then of course being in love with Halloween and being in love with the spooky season. I've always been drawn to that. So then, of course, when I got involved with professional wrestling, of course, I wanted to do something horror related. But it actually, oddly enough, when I became the Black Dahlia, I named myself, and I was the first female to use the name Black Dahlia in professional wrestling, and I think like maybe one other person did it after me, but the whole Black Dahlia shtick is, of course, Elizabeth Short. She was shoot. a young actress in Hollywood, and she would have done anything to been famous. And this was like the 1940s. And the tragic story, for those that don't know, what happened to Elizabeth Short, she was murdered, and her body was found, and it was pretty gruesome. And I'm not sure how much detail I am allowed to say on your live. But are you familiar with the Black
No,
Dahlia?
I remember the movie, but I'm not really familiar with the
Ah,
murder.
no,
But
no, no, don't pay attention to the movie. Okay, so
tell us the
this
whole story.
well, listen, listen. Okay, so she's wrongly interpreted. She is not. I feel like Elizabeth was just a young girl that wanted to be an actor, and she was she's been depicted as a whore. She's been depicted as just because she said she would do anything to be famous doesn't mean that. But I feel like people just took with that and ran with it. And then whenever she's depicted in Hollywood, she is this young actress that got with the wrong crowd and got murdered. So I always feel like she was villainized, and I feel like perhaps like she was a part of like maybe got with the wrong crowd in Hollywood, like the elites, and I feel like maybe they did a snuff film of her, and that's why her body was so mutilated. She was sawed in half, and then her breast, her nipples were sliced and cut off, and then like, everyone thinks of the Joker with the extended smile, but it was actually the Black Dahlia. Like the whoever murdered her slit her face and gave her a permanent smile. So when I got involved with wrestling, they wanted to give me like a stripper's name or something like so tacky, like something like just so stereotype. And I was like, no, I want to do. And then I just came up with the Black Dahlia shtick, and then I expanded it into the Chainsaw Queen. But I horror has always been there. What would you say your favorite horror film was?
Well, the first Halloween I think is still my favorite of all of them.
The OG Halloween? Why?
Yeah. I just liked the music and the creepiness of it, and it was one of the first scary movies that I've seen.
Okay, how old
So,
were you when you watched it?
teenager, I guess.
So when you were a teenager, that was the first time you really fell in love with the spooky movie? What the fuck's wrong with
Yeah.
you? Why did you not watch spooky movies when you were a kid?
I
Your
guess I had
parents were
strict parents. I
concerned?
had strict parents, yeah. But then
Oh,
there
okay.
was like video rentals in those days that were $1, so I would always rent them.
So your parents actually cared for you and you were sheltered. So what did you think when you saw Michael Myers for the first time? You were like, "Holy shit, like that guy's spooky, and why is he walking and out
Yeah.
walking like these people that are running?"
I don't think I was scared of it. I think I liked it.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I'll tell you guys a really, this is very bad. This is a messed up story, but like 3 year, and I've never told this story before. 3 years ago, I had some false accusations against me, and I was going through hell, and I actually tried to kill myself,
Oh,
and
I'm sorry.
I had sliced my neck, and I had sliced my chest, and at one point, I decided I was going to try to go to the hospital, and I still had the knife with me for whatever reason, and was as I was going to go to my car, I was standing at the top of the parkade just drenched in blood. And as depressing as that was, I had like a vision like, my God, this, I feel like I'm Michael Myers
Oh
from
my god,
Halloween because I'm
baby.
still alive.
No,
But
that's
yeah,
so real. That's so real because that's real life. Oh my god. And no, like me in my darkest moments with my sickness, I can relate because that's like, I battle the suicide disease. So, like, battling CRPS and having these very dark and deep moments, I've always called myself a sick fuck, or I've always called myself, what the fuck's wrong with me? Because I think this would be in a horror movie, or this would be in a movie. So I've had that moment, babe. So yes, I am 100% with you. I am exactly like that. But what was another thing? Oh, necrophilia. Yeah, have you Googled that shit?
I've heard of it, but I don't know what it is.
It's when people fuck dead people.
Oh my God. I don't know
Listen,
about that.
listen. I'm not asking if you're into it, but listen. So that's something I'm not into, but like battling CRPS and dealing with such a horrible sickness, that's something I've had to talk to about my caregiver. No, because like you got to think like if I die young, someone's going to try to clap these cheeks. So my caregiver that's going to be over my body, I've told them, my best friend Nate, he's an amazing guy, and uh, him, me, and Bronwyn were like the three musketeers when we're together. Like all three of us. Like it's gonna be documented very soon because we're gonna see each other this summer. But basically, even if Bronwyn's gonna be there, obviously, but whenever I pass, they're gonna make sure no one fucks my corpse.
Yeah, and I've never even thought about anything like
You
that, but
don't
that's
have to think
interesting.
of it until
That's
it comes
interesting.
to like I never thought of it either, but then when that became a thing,
Yeah.
I was just like, well, damn, someone's gonna try to fuck my corpse. And Bronwyn, Nate, help me.
You could be put in a vault or you could be cremated, I guess is another way
Well,
to
no,
word
that's the
that.
thing. They're watching my body until I get cremated. Like they're
Oh.
literally I can't be left alone. Like dead ass. Like I know we make jokes about this shit, but I've had full conversations with Nate, with Bronwyn about this. Like everyone's on knows what to do when things go bad.
Well, there comes to the question here from ATF Media. What kind of weed are you smoking?
The good kind. What the fuck you
Yeah.
mean?
He's saying he's smoking pure apple pie bud right now. And he's from
Oh, is
Michigan.
that like a real thing? Because like I said, I told you. I think I told you this off camera. No, don't zoom in. Don't zoom in on me right now. No, I told you I'm stupid at the smoke circles. I'm new. I don't know the lingo. Why are you
Right.
still zoomed in? You
I'm
piece of
not.
shit. Bro, I'm telling Broadwin. I'm
They
telling
don't
my
want to.
girlfriend that
They
you're
don't want to
mean.
see me. They don't. Trust me. I'm sure they'd rather see you.
I like seeing you though.
Yeah. Well, you can still see me down there.
I don't get to see you, and I feel like I'm talking to myself, and then I feel like I can see my double chin.
Oh, give me a break.
Yeah, I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you right now. I will slip my. We shouldn't be live. I'm too honestly and politically correct to be live right now.
So you must have some adventures back when you were training with Rikishi and sleeping in your car in LA. Tell us some of
Heck
the
yeah!
crazy stuff that happened.
You want to know the shitting in the cup story?
Well, I never heard about that, but
Wait, you didn't? You've never heard about it? God bless it. Okay, 1 minute. Let's take some medicine, children, before we get into the story time.
yeah.
It's so sad that I have filmed like almost every bit of my story too, and it's becoming. I will discuss it later on tonight, but it is becoming like a doc. It is being filmed like into a documentary, and it is being written into a book, like quite literally as we speak right now. So a lot of exciting things are happening, but some part of my story is, well, what did you do to become a professional wrestler? And I have that story. I was 18 years old and I was homeless. I had nothing except a suitcase and a freaking dream. I like it quite literally. I was told wrestling was trash, and now I am trash. I I had nothing except my best friend Nate. He was the only one there that was like, "Hey, do you have food in your stomach? Hey, are you okay?" And it was wrestling that took me in, and I grew up with the freaking circus, you know? So when I chose to become serious and become more than just the valet, because that's what I did on the indies, you know, like I toured up and down the rings and I paid my dues for years and traveling with the circus. And then when I trained under Funaki, when I trained under Rikishi, a lot of intriguing things happened for sure. And being homeless in LA, terrifying. More terrifying when you work night shift at Walmart to pay for wrestling school because you're a broke kid that has nothing, no money, no family, no friends, nothing, and you're in the middle of freaking Los Angeles. So I was working at Walmart and my shitty ass vehicle had no air conditioning. So what I would do was I would drive to the Planet Fitness, work out, shower, and sleep in their parking lot. And I ended up getting where there was no air conditioning, and I was so scared of getting like murdered. I would crack the windows and have this like battery operated fan, and I had to like spend so much money on new batteries because I couldn't, you know, run my vehicle or whatever. So I was blowing hot air on me, and I ended up getting like sun poisoning. So I had to like quite literally shit in a McDonald's styrofoam cup. And wet wipes are your friend, by the way, guys. If you want to be a professional wrestler, wet wipes, I definitely recommend. But that's one of my wild wrestling stories. Besides, like, do you eat or do you pay for
So
wrestling
you did
school?
that
You
because
know?
you couldn't use the Planet Fitness bathroom? Is that why? What
It's
is the
my
reason? Because aren't they 24 hours?
listen, listen. There might have been a couple incidences with the cup. But so sun poisoning was one of the incidences. And another incident was in LA, they lock bathrooms and I there was no access to the toilet and I was afraid of getting out of the vehicle and someone like spotting me because it was in the city. I will never forget the feeling of a hot freaking styrofoam cup in my hand. And I was just like, I never want to feel this sensation ever again. Like I quite literally had a blanket over me and I'm just like, I want to die right now. But yeah, that happened a couple times. No access to a toilet and I looking back, I love that I had this experience, but I think being I was put in the wheelchair. My accident happened out in LA. Like I had to leave LA and I've been sick ever since. So just being robbed of like a actual career, like it just like I feel like I had all these cool wrestler moments and to not be able to be a wrestler, to not have a career, it just like that's why I'm doing this whole but you know, like I got out of that wheelchair. I'm the one in the million. I'm defying the odds and I taught myself how to walk again, you know? I I was supposed to live and die in that wheelchair and I without the aid of pain pills or even medical marijuana, I rolled my fat ass to a Planet Fitness and organically taught myself how to walk again without the aid of a medical facility or pain pills or medical marijuana. I raw dog that shit. And it took me an entire year, but I taught myself how to walk again. And after doing that, I got diagnosed with my disease. It turned out it wasn't just a wrestling accident, it activated CRPS. And that's why I'm like, okay, wrestling made me sick the rest of my life. And I'm gonna,
What happened to activate it though? Did you get some injury? Did you fall wrong or
yeah.
something?
Yeah, it was out at Rikishi's out at Knox Pro. It was in one of the matches with one of the guys. I tore the ligaments in the bottom of both my feet. And uh so when you have an injury, I mean, we're wrestlers, we get hurt, it happens, whatever. But to have an injury and it never get better, but it turns out it activated my neurological condition, the nerve disease. And to go, the reason that it's such a anomaly is because I had no medical aid, no pain pills, and I went so long undiagnosed. So it's the question keeps on being asked, how did I not kill myself? This is nicknamed the suicide disease. Because like when people get diagnosed with this, they get pumped with pain pills, pumped with ketamine infusions, and which is good for them. That's the only treatments that we have, and then they still kill themselves. So doctors, scientists nickname it the suicide disease. It's the most painful pain a human can feel. So now everyone's like, how did this chubby little girl in Ohio, how did I raw dog this for nearly 7 years before I was discovered? Like, how did I not kill myself? How did I not, like, because people that are on the medicine, like, say you activate the disease, and like, say you have a heart attack and you activate the disease in your arm. Well, there's mercy doctors out there that will amputate your arm for you just so your infected limb is gone. But where it's a neurological condition, you start to feel it in your other arm. So that's why we're trying to bring awareness to this disease and stop the amputation, stop the suicide, and stop the ketamine pumping infusions or what the fuck ever, because we want to find a cure instead of trying to just like make us freaking zombies. So
Were you already wrestling when you had this injury, or did you have to go through this then do your wrestling career?
that's another part of this whole crazy shtick. This like what they're calling my whole son, my whole. It's going to be what I am gonna call it my debut match. At the end of all this, it's going to be me out there finally having my career, because you gotta think all my matches were under school. All my shit was under contract at Knox Pro, or when I was training out at Funaki's, or even when I was under mentorship under in the Appalachian Mountains with freaking Bobby Blaze. I never had my I never went out there and made money as a wrestler. I only made money as a valet for so many years before I went and did my school. So I wrestling put me in a wheelchair before I could even wrestle properly. So now that I'm out of the wheelchair, I'm going to have my, like, basically the end of the story is my match, my actual debut bullshit. And hopefully, oh my gosh, I just had a really bad anxiety just thinking about it. I accept death. I accept dying, but for some reason just now I envisioned the wrestler. You know that fucking movie, The Wrestler, how he like goes out and it implies when he wrestles
Yeah.
he dies. I'm not trying to be dramatic here, but I just literally had such severe anxiety thinking of that. But anyway, motherfuckers, I'm
You're
gonna
not gonna
fucking
die.
wrestle.
You're not gonna
Shit.
die in the ring, I'm sure of it.
Fucking Braun would literally slide in the because I told her I wanted her to valet for me for like she's literally like she gets it. She's the fucking princess of wrestling. Like she's the forgotten princess and she deserves so much. And like she knows a lot of stuff that like I mean like we could talk off camera, but she knows so much personal shit, and I am gonna have it set up where she will be my valet. She's gonna be there. So if I die, we know that someone will slide in and go clear. Boop. Like she will literally do that like in a heartbeat. I swear to fucking God. Oh my God.
So where are you based now? Okay, I know you might be an insurance nightmare now that you've said that, but if there's a promoter that wants to book you, where are you flying out of, or where's the local area that you're based
Oh
in?
my God. No, I am a chaotic nightmare, truly. No, I'm out of Cincinnati, Ohio, guys. And right now I am doing appearance bookings and valet bookings. And then hopefully as we continue this year, you guys will see me wrestling. Ah, I can't wait to make announcements.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
I've only driven through Ohio numerous times now, but I never really spent much time there. Why
I
does
mean,
it
you're
have such a bad reputation?
well, I mean, I feel like it could be worse. It could be Indiana. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like, uh, well, I guess you're Canadian. You don't get it. Well, Ohio's not so bad. But there are some pretty shitty states out there for sure. But you're not really missing much.
Interesting. So, as far as who inspired you to get into wrestling, is there a specific? You're in Rick Brooks's neighborhood, he says. Is there a specific wrestler that you looked up to growing up?
Oh, interesting enough. I grew up not knowing anything about professional wrestling. I grew up in a very sheltered, conservative household. And I wasn't allowed to watch. See, I was allowed to watch. Uh, there was a channel called TCM, Turner Classic Movies, and it would play the black and white films and like the Nosferatu. So I got to really see the monsters and stuff. But other than that, like my parents, like I wasn't allowed to watch like The Simpsons or Family Guy or anything like that. I remember.
Yeah, my parents banned me from being able to say "doe" at one point. They were that
Okay, so you get it.
strict. Yeah, I
Wait,
get it.
or
They created a new swear word in our house.
my I had to literally save my milk money and sneak out of the house and go and get my palm read and to that like the gypsy in town because that was like double worship, you know. So I like all the other teenagers were getting their palm read. I wanted to get my palm read, and that was like so that was the type of upbringing. So not to be so ignorant, but I could have been in the elevator with, and you could name the most famous person in wrestling, and I wouldn't have known who they were. Like, I mean, I'm not just saying that. I genuinely wouldn't. Now, like, may of course nowadays, like The Rock or John Cena or the Batista, these are known people, obviously. But if you're not in the know, like, if you're not a part of the wrestling community, then if it's not in mainstream, then you don't know anything about wrestling. But that's how it was, especially back like 10 years ago. So um, when I got involved, I'm talking like Vince McMahon could have been in an elevator with me. I wouldn't have known. Or Macho Man or Ric Flair. Who's another big name? Like
I'm
Triple
sure
H.
Ric Flair would have introduced himself to you,
He
knowing
would have
him.
won me. He would have won my heart for
Yeah.
sure.
Did
But
you meet
no,
him on the weekend? Weren't you around Ric Flair? Not to get into that too much, but weren't you at a convention last weekend? Did you get to meet any of the stars there?
yeah, for sure. I didn't meet him, but yeah, I definitely got to see quite a few people, and I love going to these places because I'm always like the least known person there. Like I'm like literally I'm like you guys. Like I don't even know why I'm here. You know what I'm saying? Like I literally just show up and I'm like I get paid to be here. You guys sure? Like so when I go to these places and I'm around the big names, it's just always so surreal. But growing up, not being a wrestling fan, it's easy not to mark out. You know. But now being involved with the business, I definitely have such respect and admiration towards these people. So I guess think it's like easy not to mark out for these people and just want to like absorb their knowledge and just be around them and then of course document it. Because you never know when these people are going to pass. You never know when you're going to see
No.
them again. Probably never again. I don't know. I like
Yeah.
documenting my journey though.
Especially the older ones that were more on the wild side, living the rock star lifestyle. I don't think
I
it's quite
love
like
that.
that
Good
now.
for them.
Yeah, today it's a little bit different. But is there anyone that you'd like to be in the ring with today? Let's just say if you could have a top three WWE, top three AEW wrestlers you'd like to wrestle.
Natalia, Charlotte Flair. Those are my top two. And let's name someone from another company.
What do
Ooh,
you
who
think
should
of Natalia? Like they're sending her to indies, they're having her on their
love
like
it?
lower shows. Yeah, you think it's good to have her like kind of scouting and
Well, look
getting
at
back to
her.
her
Wait, well,
roots.
but you got to think like she is such a ring general. She's such a mentor. She is that mom, that vet that us younger girls, let alone the next generation, needs. And I've always zoned in on her from the moment I started studying wrestling, and then of course I think I might have watched one season of that Total Diva thing that they
They
did,
might
but
be
I
bringing that back apparently. I heard
well,
that they're
I
thinking
I
of bringing
know
that
they've
back.
had so many seasons, and I never watched. I was more interested in actually studying the different some of her footage. So I zoned in on her when I was that kid getting involved with wrestling, but being sick, I haven't studied much footage of different people. So but I know she's always been an all-time favorite of mine, and I'm like just her dipping her toe and being allowed to dip her toe with the indies and being around like the NWA, and then I think she just did what GCW, and uh it just it's that much like me getting not trying to make it about me, but the question was who did I want to wrestle, and it's definitely her, or someone I look up to. Like it seems like me getting out of that wheelchair and getting so much closer, and then her dipping her toe here, and it's like we're almost touching tips. Come on, it's like it's that much attainable. You know what I'm saying?
Well, maybe Bronwyn can help you pull some strings because they're so close. I was actually just talking to Natalia's husband TJ today because WWE put out a new Bret Hart match video and they interviewed TJ for it.
Nice.
She
I never ask my friends for favors. I just make sure if I can help my friends out, I always help my friends, and I never ask for favors from anyone, but I definitely feel like whether you guys believe in God or not, my journey has become very spiritual to say the least, and I feel like a lot of cool things are going to happen, and a lot of angels have entered my life, and Bronwyn's definitely one of them, and she's in my life for a reason, and who knows what other angels are about to appear. So,
well, I 100% believe 100%.
are you spiritual,
Yes, because I survived that incident. So I mean
baby?
the
We
only
need
way
to
I could have
talk
survived
off
that was
camera. Why
through
the
God.
fuck would you tell me that on camera? Like literally, there's so much I want to tell you off camera because I literally have the suicide disease. Like this shit. Like I'm not gonna tell. I'm gonna tell the audience right now. The book. God damn it! You gotta warn a bitch. Shit. Anyway,
There's no
um,
warning on this channel.
warn me. Ah! Shit. All right, guys, wait for the book, unfortunately, or the documentary. But there's CRPS is very real and very. It's nicknamed the suicide disease for a reason. But him and I are going to be talking off camera. Anywho, so well, if we wanted something I've already gone public with is one of my angels in my story had a heart transplant, and he talked to me about my near death experiences during my journey and the things I saw, and not to go into too much detail about that right now, but he confirmed that when he was in the ward where you have these procedures, whether it is for the heart or whatever everyone else was, like the dying bitches, right? He confirmed that everything I saw and experienced. He said the Catholic, not only did he experience it having the heart transplant. I mean, you got to think he's having a dead fucker's heart put in his. Like what? Like that's terrifying. Like oh my god, he has a dead person's heart being put in his, and like he died and he saw stuff. And before he even told me about that, he wanted to know what I saw with my CRPS experiences, and he said, "Yeah, that's real." And then the priests that come around, um, the priests that are with the dying say that every single dying person have seen what I have seen. So I definitely want to talk to you off camera about that, and I want to know the different things that you have perhaps seen without me saying them.
This is also a UFO channel, by the way. We cover UFOs, so you've had a
Let's
few
talk about that. That's
question.
fun.
Yeah, you've had a few people that want to know your opinion on them.
Ow.
All right, she's going to show us something. This is this is very exciting, guys. What is she? Is she gonna come back with an alien? She's coming back with a live alien. Oh, an alien head.
Hello.
Wow.
What if he wanted to fuck you? I'm gonna probe you.
Oh my god.
Okay.
You're a character.
So, guys, I almost got probed once. But who did the probing, actually? I totally believe in aliens. Yeah, it's a part of my gimmick. I am the Chainsaw Queen. Not only the first female in professional wrestling to wield a chainsaw, but also the first cryptozoology gimmick. So back in 2016, my best friend Nathaniel and I came up with, instead of just skinning people like Leatherface, why not go after like aliens and Bigfoot and Mothman? And we hunt down all of these urban legends, and that's what we.
What about sea monsters?
Oh yeah, like the Loch Ness monster. You're talking about what's
Yeah,
the god
or in
one?
Canada we have Ogopogo, where I was just visiting the lake where the sea monster of Canada is.
Ooh, send me a photo of that. That sounds fascinating. What is it called again, babe?
Ogopogo. It's actually the second most famous
You're
sea monster in
fucking
the
with
world.
me. Ogo
No,
Pogo, you're shitting
yeah.
my. No, you're
There's a
lying.
statue. I'm gonna send you a picture with the statue. But people, before we get into that, tell us about your give me your view of what aliens and UFOs are.
Okay, so I'm very open-minded, very spiritual, but I actually saw a UFO, a crashing alien spaceship. I will go in detail and tell you guys that story in a minute if you want, but my opinion, I've always been open-minded, especially before seeing what I saw. Um I've never actually seen an extraterrestrial, but I believe there's something out there for sure. Do you want me to tell the story about the crashing spaceship that I saw?
Yes, I do, but I was just finding the picture, so you know I'm not making it up here.
I just
Of
want to know what this thing looks like, but also the name is like so goofy. But then again, is this compared to the Loch Ness monster?
There it is. There's the statue. It supposedly looks like
Ah,
that. It's
yeah, it's like the
famous
Loch
enough
Ness
that.
monster. Okay,
Yeah, but the
okay.
Loch Ness monster is more of a dinosaur type thing, where this
That
is
looks
more of
like
a
a
snake.
fucking dinosaur that you were. What the fuck are you talking about? That is totally like a dinosaur.
It's more of a snake. But there's a couple good pictures of it actually.
Yeah, that
I'll
was a
sh-
shitty photo. Or that was a shitty statue.
Yeah, don't tell the people that live there that because they're very proud of their statue.
Oh no! Like, it's a total cute
See,
statue, but there has to be a bougier one.
there's some pictures of it. They even got a head at
I'm
one point.
blind. I can't see.
Oh, well, the fans could see. So they've got heads, a
Oh, so that's
couple.
all that matters. The fans can see.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Apparently, it's quite famous. There's a lot. Some of the pictures are questionable, but it's almost
Well,
as
yeah,
famous
just
as the.
like anything, there's gonna be real ones and there's gonna be fake ones. Like, you know what I'm saying? And so everyone always has to run. Like, everyone takes the fun out of everything by like staging shit.
Yeah, John says it right. The Loch Ness monster is supposed to be more of a plesiosaur, where Ogopogo is more of a giant snake, like a 40, 50 foot long
Okay,
snake.
okay, that's it now. Like, I'm so stupid. That was the best way to describe it to me. Thank you, babe. I understand now. So one's like a fucking dinosaur, another one's like more snake-like.
Yeah, and I think the Loch Ness monster can put its head out of the water, supposedly like a giraffe, and like it can raise 30. Either way, who knows if they're
So
real? But they're.
wait,
I like to
so
think they're real.
so you're into cryptid zoology as well, as opposed to just aliens.
Oh yes,
What do
I'm
you
obsessed
think
with it
about
all.
my cryptid zoology wrestling gimmick that I came up with?
I is there a picture of it that you could show us, or a video that we could share? Could I search something? Because I
Yeah,
haven't heard of
unfortunate.
it.
It's probably some. Well, like I said, I came up with it back in 2016, so I was the first ever cryptid wrestler. So whatever, no big deal. So
Well, we'll have to look at. I'll have to look into that.
yes, please. Like you'll love it. It's think like just like I said, like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but I'm also attacking Bigfoot and aliens and Mothman, and then also my best friend Nathaniel does it as well. But the photos are online if you check it out. But I think that you'll like it since you're into that shit. That's so
Oh
cool.
yeah. So as far as your alien story, before I cut you off there, can you share us what you were going to tell us? You can have your medicine there, but
I'm
you was
trying to
about
blow it out. I wish you were here to blow this out for me. I can't.
to.
Ugh. I hate this so much. Wait, you want to know the alien story?
Yes,
Do
we
you
would love
have
to hear
any by
that.
chance?
I wish I did, but I've been studying them every day for over 10 years now. And I this channel is quite popular with UFOs. We talk about them
Stop!
all the time, yeah.
I didn't know this. Okay, so
Yeah.
wait. Okay, so you're fascinated with them for the past 10 years? Why for the
Yeah.
past 10 years? What tickled your pickle?
Because I heard a news broadcast in Canada that said we acknowledge that there is unidentified flying objects out there, and this was on Canada's main news station.
Yeah.
But the budget of the military is not enough to investigate into it, so we're going to rely on amateur scientists and astronomers to research this. And I just didn't believe that they're admitting that there's objects in the sky that they don't know, but they're not going to look into it. That doesn't make any sense. And I eventually ended up interviewing the former Canadian Minister of Defense before he died, who has been on the record that UFOs exist. And he told me that that story was pure lies. They know exactly what's going on up there, and they follow it very closely.
So then what were you before this? Before that moment? Were you like skeptic, optimistic, or were you a hard no, this is shit's not real?
I just hadn't really looked into it, to be honest,
Oh,
and I
come
didn't know.
on. So you were just like, it is what it is. You went your whole entire
Yeah,
life without looking up into the stars.
I was more obsessed with wrestling, and I was interested in more of the ghosts and the cryptid stuff before. I was more interested in
Ghosts!
that.
Wait, we're talking about okay,
I
aliens are
have had a
its
ghost
own.
experience.
We okay. Let's please. I know we have so much to talk about, but can we talk about that next? Don't zoom in. Don't zoom in. Also, you gotta let me know if my nipples out. Okay, like because I never wear bras and
We'll know because YouTube is just gonna shut this thing down.
oh, well, be
That
a girl's
happened to me
girl.
before by accident.
Listen. You are now a girl's girl, and you gotta let me know.
All right. So this
Wait,
interview
were
is
we
about
talking?
you. So let's hear about this alien story.
We're
You were
just
gonna tell.
vibing. Listen, this interview, I'm a nobody. So this interview is about us vibing.
There you go.
Get it right. Get it right. Okay. Oh,
Well,
yeah. Wait, you want to know about the crashing alien ship? I got my
yeah.
medicine ready.
All right. Let's hear about it. We're zooming.
Okay. Thanks for the warning, baby. He's like, we're zooming in. It's only the polite thing to do, bro. Okay. So there I was, an innocent girl, young, naive. Okay, sorry. All right, so guys, so there I was. I was on my way back, and I was actually with my friend Nathaniel. And so we're on our way back from like a wrestling show. And he's running his cocksucker, like he's just talking about maybe his wrestling match or whatever. And he's driving in his truck, and it's just like, one of those singular bed trucks or whatever. And I'm sitting in it, semi facing him, listening to his story or whatever about the show. And of course wrestling would be involved. Uh and I'm looking up in it's like the Appalachian Mountains, and it's late at night, and you could see the dark mountains and then the beautiful sky with the stars. And I'm just looking at the same spot. And let me just get it right here. Okay, so I'm looking in the sky. I'm looking straight at this, and then boom, it was there. So it wasn't like an asteroid or a shooting star. It literally was just boom, there. Think like Harry Potter, or fuck, like Star Wars, and like an invisibility cloak had just disappeared or glitched. And now you could see it. And what I saw, I swear on my life, before this moment, I was a optimistic. I was like, yeah, they probably exist, but like I've never experienced anything. They're probably out there. That's how I thought before this. Damn. So think the stereotypical sphere. Like the cliche, I'm sorry guys, but unfortunately it was the cliche thing from sci-fi. The silver saucer, or however you say it, just appeared right there in the sky, and it was crashing. It had it was like a medium size, like what you would think. It wasn't super huge, it wasn't super small, like it wasn't a single passenger, but then again it wasn't like, like let's bring the whole alien invasion on us, like okay, so guys, so it was just the sphere, but in the top back of it, it had like a huge chunk missing, like it was damaged, and it was shooting flames like from that hole, like it was like damaged, like something had like hit it, I guess. And these flames, this fire was shooting out of it because it had caught fire. And the weird thing is the fire was different colors, like it wasn't our fire. It was the fire was every different colors I'd never seen before, possibly, but it was just like every color but fire colors. And or maybe there was red and orange there, but there was just different. The flames were weird colors. And so it was like me just sitting there, boom, gone. Because it went behind the mountains. I was in the Appalachian Mountains. And so it was like a couple Mississippis. So, but I was coherent. I was very aware of what was happening. So my friend was driving, like I said, he was talking about his wrestling match or whatever, and it went boom, and I was like, Nate, 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 and it was gone. So I was screaming at my friend because I knew no one would ever believe me. I was like, holy shit, this is really happening. This is genuinely happening. I didn't drink any alcohol. I wasn't on any drugs. I didn't even smoke weed at the time. I was like, I just saw an actual legit, instead of just because a UFO is just an unidentified flying object. Well, bitch, I identify that fucker. That was an alien spaceship. That was definitely an alien spaceship. So I identify it. Fuck the UFO, alien. you know? And okay, so anyway, back to my story. So I was like screaming, Nate, 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 did you see that? And then he pulls over, quiet as a church mouse, motherfucker. Mm. So my best friend, I was like, did you see that? Please tell me you saw that. And finally I'm looking at him and his mouth's open. He's like, that's a I saw that. That was an alien. Word verbatim when I just told you he confirmed that's what he saw. And then immediately I'm just pissed because I'm just like, so when I'm yelling in the vehicle, I was just so desperate to have someone see what I'm seeing, so I'm not gonna go insane. You couldn't just fucking tell me so I could enjoy this. And I know it was just a couple Mississippis, but damn, I could have got so much more details than what I just told you. I could have told you guys so many more details, but I was so focused on not blinking, not losing sight of this, but also making sure someone saw what I saw. And someone did. Nate saw it. And now we do this urban legend gimmick. And he's my caregiver to CRPS. And it's like full circle. And I got an alien head right here. Ah! But I didn't get to see the creatures inside. I don't know what the fuck happened. Nathaniel didn't let me go. And I actually am the idiot. I'm the dumb bitch. I'm the dumb girl. I wanted to go and go behind the mountain, like follow the road and go and try to see if the aliens are okay. Because obviously they're fucking crashing. Like, we got to make sure they're not going to be dead or anything. Are they okay? Did you guys hit a bump in the road or something? You guys don't know how to fucking drive? Like, and then Nate's like, okay, one, we're not doing that. And I was like, why? And he's like, well, for one, these are fucking aliens. They could kill us. And for two, like, even if the aliens are good guys, the FBI are going to be around and then we're not good. So either way, we mind our business, bitch. So I minded my business.
I've researched it so much. I would rather see them and have them kill me and at least get confirmation. Okay, this is
Like, kind
real,
of like
and have
same,
the adventure
right?
of it. Like even if it
Right?
turns out bad, that's just my
I
philosophy on it.
I really was intrigued. Like because I'm the dumb bitch. I was like, are they okay? And like that was.
Yeah, and maybe you could have helped them. Who knows? But I'm sure the army and the military definitely had a close eye on them, and they were
I
probably there
didn't
for.
hear anything in the news about even like a helicopter crashing or anything. It was nothing.
Jelk or whoever I pronounce that name says, did it have a band of black squares around the circumference of the object?
I don't know. I don't remember the any more details, but that didn't trigger a memory, so I'm gonna say no, babe.
Very interesting. So he's your caregiver now. Is he also a wrestler?
Yes. Okay. So Nathaniel, so he plays a really big part in my story, and Bronwyn can attest. Oh my god, I love these two. I could go on and on about these two, but Nathaniel is okay. So he was there when I was like, when you guys read my book, when you guys watch this doc, you guys will see it. You guys will see the footage, but um or you guys will understand the story properly than what my dumb ass is fumbling right now, having a hard time explaining it. But when I was homeless at the age of 18, when I say the circus picks me up, it was this little hillbilly in the Appalachian Mountains, and he was just a genuine friend. He wasn't trying to fuck me. He wasn't trying to manipulate me. He wasn't trying to be like a piece of shit guy or anything. He genuinely came and saved me. And his story was he was the exact opposite. He wasn't, see, I traveled a lot growing up. I never was from just one area. And I never grew up watching wrestling, and I grew up in a very sheltered upbringing. Well, he's this Appalachian hillbilly that is from this small town that he was in diapers watching wrestling. So when he decided to become a professional wrestler, he went to OVW. He went under Rip Rogers. And if anyone knows Rip Rogers, he's old school. Rip will literally, every other word's a cuss word, but he says it with love, you know? And that's how Nathaniel got his start. And he found the lost puppy, and he's like, he saw what, I mean, he saw what different people tried to do to me and what they did do to me. And he's like, I can't let this happen to this poor girl. Like, this is awful. And he found me, and then Bobby Blaze found me, and then everyone knows the rest of the story with Funaki and Rikishi, and then the wheelchair. So now that I'm out of the wheelchair, Bronwyn's found me, and it's like, please, guys, I am a lost puppy. But no, Nathaniel, he had a big part in when I was out at Rikishi's and they were coming up, like, mind you, this was like 2016, 2017 when we were out there. He had a big part in making sure I was the first ever female to wield a chainsaw in professional wrestling. It was like a lot of people were like, oh, it was Rikishi, but no, it was really Nathaniel. And
Do you still have the chainsaw? Some Jenny's or Granny's asking.
yes, and the funny enough, like I said, there's a lot of storage here in this pool house, but there's like 20 chainsaws right here off camera. And yeah, oh, and then you guys can fact check this, but this is what a lot of people are telling me. Not only was I the first female to wield a chainsaw in wrestling, but apparently at the old ECW arena, uh apparently I was the first human to carry a chainsaw out last in that it was last year. So
Was that for a show?
yeah,
What show was
yeah.
that? Battleground Championship Wrestling?
Yeah. Yeah, they've been meaning Timothy's mentioned bringing me back in, and hopefully some announcements could be made soon with
Someone says
Bronwyn.
show us your favorite chainsaw. Can you grab us your favorite one?
Oh.
Gianni, sorry. I don't have my glasses on, Gianni. I read your name
I
wrong
mean,
the
I
first
can
time.
grab a random one. I'm not sure if my favorite's in here. I mean,
Sure. I think we got to at least show these
I
people.
mean, I'm the chainsaw queen. I like this is my claim to fame. Like, I'm a fucking nobody, but I made history, so we might as well show you how I made history.
There you go. And by the way, fans, we do have some Battleground Championship Wrestling ladies matches on this channel that I bought off of Timothy, who is the guy that helps Rob Feinstein do videos on RF Video. There's some of his videos. He had the interview with Sunny on this channel.
Yeah.
She's going. I was just telling the fans we have some of Timothy's footage on this channel. There we go. Jeremy says he respects you for. Now, now fire it up and cut something up.
Someone screen grab that, motherfuckers. I got an alien head for you. I got a
Did you take
chainsaw
that
for you.
alien's head off with the chainsaw? That is the question.
I mean, let's let leave it to the imagination for the fans, but I would assume so. If the Chainsaw Queen shows up with the chainsaw, and then next thing you know, it's like off with your head, how else would I do that?
As far as this will be the last question here because it
You're
is.
getting off with me? What the fuck's wrong with you? I thought we were gonna go on for. Listen,
We'll
I'm
have you
ready for
back.
round two.
We will have. You
We
know what?
haven't even gotten
That's
started.
hilarious. That vocabulary can be taken so many ways. But there will be a round two because I think we want to leave the fans wanting more.
I don't know. Like, I do you guys want more of me?
I'm sure they will because there's some people that are in bed right now that will see this tomorrow.
My gosh, hopefully you guys are entertained. Are you entertained?
Jason Voorhees accomplice you could be. Do you see yourself more in wrestling or in acting in the future? Because it
Good
sounds like with
question.
all your injuries and stuff, it might not be the best idea to
Oh,
like go full time into pro
my.
wrestling.
Okay, so honestly, I can discuss that. Yes, my doctor doesn't want me to wrestle, and then obviously with my sickness, probably not best. Like I can't even see myself signing a 5-year contract. Like with my sickness, it's literally going to be let me just wrestle, and then that be that. So I do see myself more into acting, because like right now we're going to be focused on my book, my documentary, and it is me getting back in the wrestling ring, me training, and me debuting. So wrestling is a huge part of it. But then after a couple years of it, depending on my health, I mean, we're focused on my advocacy for CRPS. We're taking this to Washington. We're focused on um, being an advocate for my disease and bringing awareness and finding a cure. But then I am an I have my acting and modeling, so I feel like that might be easier on my body. And just announced, I apparently am going to be the president in a horror film, and I swear to God, I didn't know that until I got tagged to it, and everyone
You're
was
going
like,
to play the president?
so like it's a like I guess I did like I haven't even read the script, but yeah, I am Madam President, and it's during the zombie apocalypse or some shit. So I gotta read the script. But how funny is that? Can you like seriously imagine there's zombie apocalypse and then you guys have me as a leader? Like I wouldn't. We're screwed.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. And the last thing I was going to ask you before that fan question came up was, what do you think if we are being visited by aliens like what you saw the time? And there could be different breeds with different intentions, but what do you
Yeah.
think they're here for? Are they here to observe us? Will they eventually take over? Are they here to help us and save us? There's so many different thoughts on it.
Well, I feel like there's different species. Like I feel like there's the grays, and like I feel like there's different species, and I feel like different ones have different intentions. Just like us humans, we're not all the same. We're not all good guys. We don't have the best intent, but others are good people and have such good intent. So I feel like some of them want to come here and just observe. Ah! What the fuck? That scared the fuck out of me. What the fuck just happened? Shit!
That was great. That was great.
All right. Well, anyway, I guess
Was that a ghost? Was that a poltergeist?
we haven't even talked about ghosts. Ah, we need to talk about ghosts.
All right. Well, the next time you come back, we're going to talk about specifically ghosts.
Okay.
Someone missed your appearance in Pittsburgh and would love to get a signed photo of you, by the way.
I'm gonna be back soon, baby.
Someone says the power of those things.
Huh?
I don't know. I
Hey,
think he's
babe.
saying you.
Get off live and let's talk.
So, anyways, is there anything you want to is there anything you want to plug?
Yeah, subscribe. You guys know where to subscribe to.